Welcome to the 100th episode of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Woo! 100 episodes. Wow. If somebody would have gone back to 2013 and told me I would have gone to 100 episodes, you know what? I probably would have told them, oh, that's no surprise. But, you know what? But I can remember the very first episode I did. It was October 2nd, Wednesday, October 2nd, 2013. I remember like it was yesterday. And right now I want y'all to see about a minute of the first episode. So check it out. Welcome to the first episode of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Before I go on, I want to thank two people who both talked me into doing this. Felicia Jessup and Jake Young. At first, when they both asked me to do it, I thought it was a little excessive, a little over the top. And just didn't want to fool with it. But then one day I just figured, you know what? I have nearly 6,000 comics in my collection. Why not? And here we are. All right, on this show, I'm going to talk about some of the comics I read, and there will be times where I'll get off subject and talk about it. All right, now the first 33 of the first 40 episodes of the show were done at my apartment. However, now keep in mind, I said 33 of the first 40. There were 7 of them that I did outside of my apartment, some at my mom's, some at, actually there were 2 episodes I did over at my mom's house. There was one episode that I did over at the field house, and there was also one that I did at a band party at UL, actually it was at the levee at Forsyth Park. But here's a few snippets of those episodes. Check them out. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I am your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Coming to you live from the Fieldhouse right here in Monroe, Louisiana. And Joey Trappe, the owner and founder of the Fieldhouse, and that right there happens to be one of the drum majors in the Sound of Today, Nate Nasworth.
Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the series of deadly tornadoes that hit central Arkansas and parts of the South. I actually know some friends and I have family who live around there, and from what I know, they didn't live in the parts of central Arkansas that got hit real bad. But I know some friends that lost their houses, and it's a very All right, at this time I'm going to open the floor to any questions that anybody may have.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
This question was just asked by our Dr. Wittick's wife, Karen. My favorite movie of all time would probably have to be Marvel's The Avengers. I think the casting was great, the script was great, and more importantly, I think the music by Al Silvestri was amazing. I mean, Al Silvestri, for a lot of folks who don't know, he also did the music to Captain America, the first Avenger, and he did the music to all 3 Back to the Future movies, and at one point, for a few seasons, he also did the music to Chips. All right, anyone else?
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Wittick.
How much do I get paid for using my location to film this thing?
Oh boy, I thought actually not to embarrass me, but now after the 40th episode, and by the way, that was Claire's son Silas. That's trying to have a seat. By the way, I brought a cake, and he's trying to get to that. So that's why he's trying to pull the seat. Don't worry, I will guard this with my life. Besides, I paid $15.34 to get that cake made. But anyway, the first 40 episodes of the show, well, after episode 40, I decided that I just didn't want to do the show anymore. Because after I did the 40th episode, only one person watched. And after about a month of not doing it, I came here to buy comics and then everything, and the late great Clint Thomas had asked me, "Hey, I haven't seen any of your videos on YouTube. Is everything all right?" I said, "Well, yeah, but I'm just not doing the episode. I'm just not doing the show anymore because nobody's watching." And then he said, "Well, come do it here at the store." And so for right now, I want you to watch a minute of the very first episode that I did here at the show, episode 41. Now I know you're thinking, "Hey Vic, is that Clint Thomas? Are you really at Clint's Comics?" I'll answer those questions by saying, "Yeah, buddy!" Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. And we're coming to you from Clint's Comics on Darbon Street in Monroe, Louisiana. If you don't know where that is, it's right next to Skinworks Tattoo, which is off of Desire Street, right across the street from ULM. Now, before I go on, y'all probably be wondering, "Vic, where have you been? Why haven't you done any episodes lately?" Well, there were a few things that I had to change about the show, and also I got a little discouraged because in the last episode, only one person watched episode 40. So I started having second thoughts about doing it, but then there were folks pulling me on and saying, "No, Vic, you got to do the show. You got to keep doing it." It was just a bad day. Well, you're right. Now, every episode that I've done of the show has been, ever since episode 41, unless duly noted, has been here at Clint's. And somewhere along the way, I mean, there were a lot of great moments at the store. I'm not even going to tell you, but along the way, we lost Clint. And right now, I want to go ahead and share with y'all some of my favorite moments with Clint. Here we go. And I have some very sad news for all of you who have liked the What's Going On segment. I'm not doing it anymore. You see, I have gotten a suggestion from some of my fans that the What's Going On segment has absolutely nothing to do with comics, and they're completely put off by it. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and not doing it anymore. And I'm going to open up this episode and every episode from now on with the Comically Speaking segment. So without further ado, let's talk comics! Yeah. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am Comic Hero. Now, before I go on with the show, right after episode 57 got done last week, Clint gave me $12. I asked him what was the $12 for it. He said he wanted a shirt. So, that being said, Clint, I'm going to present you with your very own Comic Hero tee.
That's totally awesome. Comic Hero.
And so I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. I know it was a little watered down, and I'm not going to really go into detail about why it was watered down. But anyway, I think it was still a great episode nonetheless. And like I said, if you have any questions for the Any Questions segment or requests for the DC versus Marvel segment, there's the contact information down there. And also t-shirts. If you want... Hey, watch it, y'all. Clint, we love you and we miss you. All right. During his time with us, I got a chance to get to know some folks that are in his life. For example, I got a chance to meet his girlfriend Renee, and The week after I met her, I decided to make a Comic Hero shirt for her. Check this out. All right, y'all, for y'all who watched last week's episode of the Comic Hero Show, this is Renee. This is Clint's girlfriend. At the end of the last episode, I promised Renee that I would make a T-shirt for her. So, Renee, I would like to present you with your own Comic Hero T-shirt.
Thank you.
All right.
I really like that.
All right, you're so welcome.
Thank you.
All right. And then a few episodes later, I think exactly 10 episodes later, I was doing an episode here, and it was part of my Salute to Higher Education Louisiana. And I had already done, I think, about 2 or 3 segments. But then Renee's 3 grandchildren, Hannah, Skylar, and Alyssa, come in. And then all of a sudden, Clint and I got this bright idea that they should be my co-hosts for the episode. Here's a few snippets of that. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. And joining me in this episode are Renee's 3 grandchildren, Skylar, Hannah, and Alyssa. And all right, say hi, y'all. Now then, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk! Watch this episode. And also, if you're watching this and you went to Centenary College of Louisiana in Shreveport, go gents and go ladies.
Wait.
Okay.
Get in with our grandbaby.
Yeah. Y'all come on in. Okay. All right. After I say, okay, I'm gonna say be safe, be blessed, and then y'all say be a hero after I do. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. He's Clint. She's Renee. He's Skylar. She's Hannah. She's Alyssa. We'll see you next week right back here at Clint's Comics. Till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero. Now after Clint had passed away, I had to resort to doing episodes elsewhere. And I think one episode that really stood out for me out of all of them was episode 87 that I did over at BC Comics. Now back then it was called Crew of Tees. It's in Bossier City, and the owner of the place is Chris McDaniel. Now what's the significance of episode 87, you might ask? That is the episode where I finally reached 7,000 comics. Check this out. Okay, next up is Aquaman number 45. This in this book, this is not the same Aquaman. Well, it is in terms of the person, but it isn't in terms of the personality. You see, the current Aquaman was poisoned by some creature, and it ended up impairing his judgment. And he went from, and not only that, he's also a fugitive of Atlantis. And and not only is he wanted by Atlantis, he's by his own people. He's also wanted by the Justice League. And instead of being in Amnesty Bay, Massachusetts, where Atlantis, which is just above Atlantis, he's been spotted in places like St. Louis. Okay, wait a minute. That's 6. Okay. Well, anyway, now remember when I said that there was a reason why I didn't wear the polo, where I'm not wearing the polo now? Well, y'all about to find out. Okay, first off, if y'all been paying attention, especially to all my friends on Facebook and Twitter, y'all, and Instagram too, y'all would know that I only needed 6 books to reach 7,000. So those 6 books that I just introduced, I'll be right back. While y'all are waiting, check out this graphic. All right, just introduce those, but I'm not done.
Now, almost a year ago, as a matter of fact, it was almost a year ago. Well, it'll be a year ago this weekend. I was going to do an episode of the show over at Louisiana Comic Con in Bossier City. But because I decided to be a complete idiot and not buy my ticket until I got there, I had to stand in line for about 4.5 hours, and I was just pretty much a spectator like everyone else. However, last October, after I did the memorial episode 84 of the Comic Hero Show for Clint, I went down to Lafayette, and I went to Lafayette with two of my friends, Mary and Randy, and I know the two of y'all are watching, so I hope y'all are enjoying. And I got a chance to interview some people, but one of the favorite people that I actually interviewed while I was at Louisiana Comic Con was Don Fullilove. Now, you probably remember him from Back to the Future when he played Mayor Goldie Wilson. And he also played the voice of Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5 cartoon back in the 70s. Here's a little bit of that interview. Folks, I'm here with Don Fullilove. You remember him as Mayor Goldie Wilson in the Back to the Future movies. And also his voice acting on American Dad and Jackson 5. Now Don, tell me, what was your first acting gig?
My very first acting gig was the voice of Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5 cartoons.
Oh, yes. I used to watch old episodes of that when I was growing up. And I'm kind of giving away my age there.
Yeah, but thank you for making me feel really super old.
My apologies. But all right, when you played Mayor Goldie Wilson in the Back to the Future movies, how thrilled were you with the role? Being on the same set as Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Lena Thompson, and Chris McGlover.
We were just all a bunch of young actors. Some of us had more higher profile jobs than others, but we were all young actors. So it was just a fun experience of being with a bunch of young actors doing a really epic film that we didn't know it was going to be epic. We knew it was going to be good, but as it turns out, it turned into an epic film. So it was a fun experience.
And he's right, folks. It did turn into an epic. It is to this day, it has been 30 years since the first one came out, and it is considered the greatest time-traveling movie of all time. And Don, what else can we expect from you in terms of acting down the road?
Well, presently I went back to my original love, which was voiceover. Oh yes, so I do a lot of animated films and TV shows and a lot of announcer work and stuff like that. So it's primarily my voice these days.
Okay, great. Because I've always, ever since I was like 5 or 6 years old, I've always been a fan of voice acting, and I did not know until I was until I saw like all the guests that were going to be here that you did some voice acting as well, and that is awesome. All right, Donna, I want to thank you for the interview.
No problem.
All right, Don Fullilove, y'all.
Vote for Mayor Goldie Wilson.
That's right, vote for him.
Now, while I was still going back and forth from doing episodes over at Excalibur Comics and BC Comics in the Shreveport, Bossier City areas, I all of a sudden got this mysterious message from someone, and I wake up one morning and I'm looking at my phone and then all of a sudden I'm seeing this very odd. I'm seeing the Clint's Comics logo. I'm thinking, what in the world is this? And then I found out it was none other than Claire Chandler. She had told me that she had bought the store and that she was reopening it. So fast forward to about a month later, and I do a Comic Hero special report. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and bore y'all with that because the thing about that wasn't part of an episode. That was actually part of the Comic Hero special report. And at this time, I want Claire to come in for a minute. Now, folks, this woman here is doing such a great job with the store. And Claire, we want you to know that we really appreciate the hard work that you're putting in.
Thank you.
Now the thing is, a lot of times, whenever an establishment like this, when the owner is deceased, and a lot of times
it stays closed. But Claire had, it got the green light from Clint's parents to reopen the store. And Claire, thank you so much. And also to show my gratitude and on behalf of all the customers, well, not customers, but the family here at Clint's Comics, I would like to present you with your own Comic Hero tee.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
And I'm jumping in here.
Right, and while we're
And we
presenting
would like-
things,
To give you that for your 100th episode.
yes,
Oh, wow.
congratulations.
Oh wow! I wonder what this is. Okay.
It's not much. It's from the heart.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Hey, check that out, everyone. Isn't that just amazing? Bill Scarborough, y'all.
And you've got your own Jedi Knight forever.
Watch it.
Oh, hey! If I want y'all to look at. No, don't pay so much to whoever that is up front. But I want y'all to see who that is right behind you. That, folks, is Clint.
Your Obi-Wan Clint.
That's right. That's right. My Obi-Wan Clint Thomas. And hey,
That has a nice ring to it.
and Bill, hey, but thank y'all so
Congratulations,
much.
man.
Wow, this is wow.
Golly, this
I was not expecting that, but wow, I am definitely going to hang this up when I get back to my apartment. All right, now there are certain times where I can't find books here, and I go elsewhere to look for them,
That's them all together.
or I buy them on different days. Now, when that happens, I have this thing called the Comic Hero Special Report.
Right. Yeah, I know that.
And
Now, I haven't done nowhere near as many as them as I have for the. Sorry, folks. Not editing it out. Ain't no shame in my game. But anyway,
No, everybody knows what.
I have this thing called the Comic Hero Special Report that I do whenever the scenario happens. Whenever I look for books outside of here, and when, like I said, I haven't done nowhere near as many books, as many special reports as I have episodes. But here's my favorite moment from one of the Comic Hero Special Reports. Check it out. All right. Now, before I reveal what these books were, I did say I have a special announcement. Well, the special announcement is this. With me buying these books, I am now free of any holes of any individual book that I have. Yes! Woo! Yes! Woo! Yes! Yes! Okay. That's it for the special report, and I'll see you all tomorrow at Clint's Comics in Monroe. I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. We'll see you at Clint's Comics on Christmas Eve. Till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and if you're not able to watch episode 43 until after Christmas, I'm wishing you all a Merry Christmas. This has been the Comic Hero Special Report. All right, now it's no secret from watching the clip of episode 75 that I love children, and hopefully I'll have children of my own.
yeah.
I hope y'all listen, ladies.
I will have them here tomorrow.
By the way, I am single. But other than episode 75, there was another episode that I did. Was a child, and his name is Isaac, and at the time he's 13 now, but at the time he was 11, and his mom Chris, who I was in band with in junior high and high school. I was also in band with his aunt Dawn, by the way. I came over their place and I did episode 32. Check it out. So Isaac, who's your favorite superhero?
Captain America.
Oh, okay. If you had any superpower, what superpower would that be and why?
Actually, I can't answer that. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that a lot of people want. I can understand that. Okay, who's your favorite superhero team?
The Avengers.
Oh, that's an awesome choice. Do you have another favorite superhero who's a member of the Avengers other than Captain America?
Well, Hulk. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, Hulk is great. And with that in mind, this week's segment of DC versus Marvel, it's Doomsday versus the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, awesome, huh? All right, let's go. All right. Okay, enough of all this mushy stuff and all these looks back. It's time to give away a free Comic Hero prize pack. Here's a question I asked last week. On the Flash TV series, Wally West is Iris West's brother. In the comics, what relationship is Wally to Iris in the comics? All right. Oh, sorry. I was going to try to see if anyone was going to answer. Anyone around here was going to answer that. But the correct answer is, in the comics, Wally West is Iris West's nephew. And two people answer correctly, and I'm going to go ahead and draw their names right now. And so the winner of the free Comic Hero prize pack is Hillary LeBlau. So congratulations, Hillary. You win yourself a free Comic Hero prize pack. Now here's the question for this week. True or false? The Juggernaut is Professor X's brother. Well, stepbrother, rather. Nobody answer that. I know some of y'all know the answer to that, but don't give it away. All right, but again, true or false? The Juggernaut is Professor X's stepbrother. I'll give you the answer next week. Everyone who answers correctly will be in a drawing for a free Comic Hero prize pack. All right, so I gotta ask. Any questions? I only have one question for this week, and it's from my good friend Jake Young from Springville, Missouri. He asked, do you subscribe or have you ever considered subscribing to digital book services? I recently considered Marvel Unlimited. It's like Netflix for comics at $9.99 a month. It's a decent deal, although the titles are often 6 months or older, so it isn't terribly current. I was wondering if you knew anything about the service. Brace yourselves. I'm about to answer this in probably the most vulgar way I can. I have heard of it. I actually have explored it about a few years ago. But I have the same concept and philosophy on digital comics that Mr. Marvel himself, Stan Lee, has. And here it is. Comics are like boobs. Although they're good to see on a computer, I'd rather be holding one in my hand. Alright, that's it for any questions. If you have any question for the Any Question segment, contact info is down there. Now, my good friend Chad Blackwell from Woodlands, Virginia, has requested a DC versus Marvel segment that is filled with both brains and brawn. On the DC side, we have Gorilla Grodd. On the Marvel side, we have the Incredible Hulk. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call DC versus Marvel. Hulk! Smash! Welcome to DC versus Marvel. Today, it's Gorilla Grodd versus the Incredible Hulk. Gorilla Grodd possesses genius-level intellect, superhuman physical attributes, and vast psionic powers.
The Incredible Hulk possesses immense superhuman strength, stamina, durability, endurance, and longevity, and strength escalation. Who would win? This would start off as an all-out brawl. After trading punches for minutes on end, Groot uses his psionic powers on the Hulk. The power is so immense that it causes the Hulk to revert back to his Bruce Banner form. Groot then kicks Banner off a cliff, and he falls to his death. Gorilla Grodd wins. But wait! I think you know what's going to happen next. The Hulk reemerges from the cliff. Grodd tries to use his psionic powers once more, but the Hulk punches his head clean off his torso. The Incredible Hulk wins, and that concludes this DC vs. Marvel fight.
Hulk! Smash!
All right, well, we kind of figured the Hulk was going to win that. I mean, yeah, sure, the Gorilla Grodd has mind control, but at the same time, you try to use mind control on the Hulk, you're basically like signing your own death certificate, because the Hulk, after all, the Hulk gets stronger the more angrier it gets. All right. That's it for that's it for the DC versus Marvel segment. If you have a DC versus Marvel segment or a fight request, contact info is down there. All right, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics. All right, now the first thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is Deadpool. I went to see it last Friday, and that movie was everything I thought it was and more. I tell you, I saw how Deadpool broke the fourth wall in movies. We see how he breaks the fourth wall in comics, but the way he did it in movies, I was completely blown away. And then his origin story was legit. And the casting was great. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, of course, played both Wade Wilson and Deadpool. And they even had Colossus from the X-Men, and the way he was imagined, it was almost like reading a page of the X-Men, or well, really when I read, because like here's the thing about me. Sometimes when I read a book, and especially like if I know like what kind of nationality the character is, I usually like read to myself in the exact accent. So, but for those of y'all who know, Colossus is a mutant who can turn his entire skin into organic steel. And Peter Rasputin, who's Colossus' real name, is from Russia. So in other words, whenever I read the book, I usually talk like this the entire time. Babushka. No. But it was a great movie, and if you have not seen that, you need to go see that movie. You will not be disappointed. However, if you have a very small child, or even a child that's in its preteens, or a child that's in its early teens, and they want to see it, I only got one word to say. Stop! Do not let them see that movie. Besides, we can't have all these parents crying foul and getting Marvel and 20th Century Fox or sign a petition for Marvel and 20th Century Fox not to do a segment. We got to do a sequel to it. Deadpool. There's going to be a sequel to There's going to be a sequel to Deadpool. I will not say exactly what it's going to be. What's going to be like. Although, don't be surprised if you see the movie and after. Oh, by the way, if you do see a movie, just like every Marvel movie before it, or most of them, don't leave during the end credits. Extra scene, don't you know? All right, now next thing I want to talk about, and I failed to talk about this weeks ago, the conclusion to Secret Wars. Wow. It did not end the way that I thought it was going to end. I thought about half the Fantastic Four was going to die. Nope. Thanks to Reed Richards. Oh, actually Reed Richards and the Molecule Man, aka Owen Reese. The the Marvel Universe was restored, but it was in a way, it was kind of altered. Yeah, I mean, there were several other characters whose other universes were destroyed, and they were displaced in the Marvel Universe. And one of them in particular was the Miles Morales Spider-Man, who just had his own book. It was amazing. If you haven't read it, if you're thinking about reading it, I encourage you to go ahead and read it. So in other words, there's not just one Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe. There are two. And but now back to Reed and Sue Richards, they didn't die. They, along with their two children, Franklin and Valeria, and the rest of the Future Foundation, had decided that they need to rebuild the multiverse. So them, along with the Molecule Man, are doing just that, and it's still a work in progress. And you know, Sue was a little upset, was a little put off by it because she didn't really want to leave the Human Torch and the Thing out. However, by the way, the Human Torch is now both an Avenger and a part of the Inhumans. And the Thing is a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. But but I'm so glad Reed and Sue aren't dead. What they're doing is they're like I said, they're helping to restore the Marvel multiverse. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Cyborg number 7. Now I know y'all can't really see that because it's a DC variant coloring book cover, but it stars Cyborg, aka Victor Stone, and in recent issues we find out that he ends up going while on a mission with the Justice League, some alien race ends up finding them, then killing them, then bringing them back to life with brand new cybernetics. And at the very end of number 6, we also find out that he could actually change from his cybernetic form to a human form. And then last are 2 books that Bill Scarborough has taught me into reading, and the first issue, and that's Guardians of Infinity. Here's Guardians of Infinity number 1 and Guardians of Infinity number 3. All right, that's 3 I bought, which brings the total number of comics I bought since December of 1997 to 7,177. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed this 100th episode of the show. And I want to thank everyone who came in earlier, and I also want to thank everyone who's here right now, which is, besides me, 3 other people. Claire and then 2 folks who also decided to come. And I want you all to look at this cake. I'm going to try to lift this up as carefully as I can without spilling it or anything. And I want you all to see it. This was done. I had this cake made, and I want to thank everyone over at Thurman's Food Creations or Thurman's Food Factory for here in Monroe making the cake. And I'm going to sink my teeth into it later. Wow, 100 episodes. Wow. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, I want to go ahead and read some acknowledgments. Wow, it sounds like I'm officiating my own funeral. Acknowledgments. Well, just like Richard Pryor, I ain't dead yet. Anyway, now here's one from my good friend Hillary Cordova, who I was in band with at ULM. She said, "So proud of you for achieving a dream today. I'm also very proud of you for not giving up. Hashtag 100 episode of comics." Hillary, thank you so much. And also, I want to thank your fiance Russ, because I know he watches the show too. And speaking of which, in terms of marriage, I want to congratulate my friends Aaron and Bentley Eaton on getting married yesterday. And one other thing. Here is a video greeting that I got from my friend Jake Young from Springfield, Missouri. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, Victor? I'm here at the Meta Hour, the 5th Saturday Internet Dungeons and Dragons Improv Comedy Extravaganza, and we're here to wish you happy 100 episodes. Here's the audience of the Meta Hour tonight, and the cast, and your old buddy. And we just want to say we're proud of you. 100 episodes is a big deal. I know you're going to do 100 more, 1,000 more, unless, something terrible happens to you, and we hope that that's not the case. So anyway, on behalf of everybody here in Springfield, Missouri who's rooting for you, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.
All right, thank you, Jake. Wow, 100 episodes. 100 episodes. I can't say that. And I just think about all the times where I just wanted to stop doing this show because nobody was watching. But I seriously think that there's going to be some folks who are. I think I'm going to get some new viewers. I think some of the viewers, but I want to thank everyone who has stuck with me since episode 1. I also want to thank everyone who has come along the way, and I also want, even though I'm kind of speaking this into being, I also want to thank everyone who doesn't even know about the show yet, because I guarantee you, there are going to be some folks. I'm probably, I don't mean to brag, but I'm probably going to end up reaching folks on a global scale really soon. Strive for the highest. And I'll never forget what Claire told me right after I did the Comic Hero Special Report when I was over here last month. She said this, and I quote, "I will promote the hell out of your show," end quote. And I'm also going to promote the heck out of the store. Being a family member of this store, and I'm not saying, and again, I'm saying family member, I'm not saying customer, because here there are no customers. I feel that it is my duty to promote the store. Let folks know that this store is back open, and the best is yet to come. Just like with this show, the best is yet to come. I have a lot of things in store for in the coming episodes, and I feel very blessed and privileged to do the show. And as long as I am living and breathing, I will continue. Oh, and by the way, I also want to thank Mike Hart, my good friend Mike Hart. I ran into him earlier today. He told me this, and I quote, "Keep doing the show and don't give a damn what anyone else thinks," end quote. So thank you, Mike, and it was good running to you. And also, I also want to thank Jessica Smith, one of my old co-workers from a previous job. I ran to her, and I was talking with her, and she said that she's gonna try to get her kids to watch. So thank you, Jessica. All right, one more time. Here's the question of the week for the free Comic Hero prize pack. True or false? The Juggernaut is Professor X's stepbrother. Answer correctly, and you will be in the drawing for a free Comic Hero prize pack. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week, right back here at Clint's Comics for episode 101. Till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and thank y'all so much. This next question comes from Jake Young from Springfield, Missouri, who I was in band with at Louisiana Tech. He asks, "Hey Victor, what's the episode number?" Jake, why did you ask me that? Sorry, but I'm not going to do it. I'm like Dana Carvey as George H.W. Bush. Not gonna do it. I'm not going to stand here and say that the episode number or the number of this episode is 69. Yeah!